Okay, last time we learned the distributive property. This time we're going to undo it. It's pretty straightforward as long as you know what you're doing. So take your time with this. Let me know if you have any questions, and then do the quick check and the practice. So we're just going to start by doing the distributive property. This one's pretty easy. I'm just going to take the 3 and throw it in there. So 3 times x is 3x. 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. 3 times 1 is 3. So I'm not going to combine this because I have a point to make. Because we can do the work backwards and undo the distributive property. So let me rewrite 3x minus 6 plus 3. See how there's a 3 in everything? We're going to go ahead and pull that 3 out. So I'm going to pull this 3 out of the x. I'm going to pull this 3 out of the negative 6. I'm going to pull this 3 out of the 3. Well, when I do that, I get x. I go back to 2. And I go back to 1. Now I pulled this 3 out, but it still has to go somewhere. So I'm going to put parentheses around it and write in that 3. That one's a little sloppy. Okay. See how this is the exact same as what we started with? Distributive property and undoing the distributive property are inverses, right? So I can distribute in or I can divide out. If we divide each term by the same number, we can pull that number out. So here, there's a 5 in everything. Okay? Because there's that 5, I'm going to write 5 parentheses. And then everything inside of it is going to lose that 5. So I take a 5 away from the x, just left with x. I take a 5 out of the 15, dividing it and just giving me 3. And I take a 5 out of this 10, giving me 2. So I just undistributed this and got that answer. Here, there's a 2 in everything. So I'm going to do the same thing again. 2 parentheses. Pull the 2 out of negative 8, I get negative 4. Pull the 2 out of 2x, I get x. Pull the 2 out of 6, I get 3. Again, we're just pulling numbers out. By this point, we've practiced doing that, so hopefully you'll be able to identify which numbers are in there. And then, we can also just do it with x's. See how there's an x in each of these terms? I can go ahead and pull that x out. So, x parentheses. If I take that x away, I'm just left with 3. If I take this x away, I'm just left with 7. I take this x away, I'm left with 4. And in cases like this, I can pull out multiple x's. So, every one of these, I can pull out a 2 and an x. So I'm going to do both. I'm going to pull out a 2x, and both the 2 and the x is going to go away from each of these. I have 2x here. When I take a 2x away from 2x, I'm left with 1. When I pull a 2x away from 4x, I'm left with 2. And when I take 2x away from 6x, there's 3 2x's in 6x. I get 3. Now this last one's pretty tricky. If it didn't make sense, please tell us, because we're more than happy to explain it in further detail. But for now, I'd like you to go ahead and do these practice problems at the bottom. Get comfortable pulling a number out of your expression. And then when you're ready, go ahead and try the quick check. Let us know if you have any questions, and we'll see you in the next one.